Hello, ladies. I was just thinking something in my head, so I have to repeat it. I was thinking, all right. We are doing another live, and that made me think of Matthew McConaughey. Hello, ladies. Welcome to another episode, another showcase interview. I'm excited for today. Uh, I'm going to be interviewing beautiful, amazing Adriana Luna Carlos. She's told me she's having a little bit of tech difficulties, so while she is working on that. I will tell you a little bit about this amazing young woman that I have had the pleasure of knowing for, I guess it's close to a couple of years now. Actually, it is a couple of years because I think we started talking with each other back in 2020. So I'm really excited to get her on here. I've had the pleasure of knowing, as I said, knowing Adriana for a couple of years. We met on Instagram, I believe. I think that's right, right? I think it was Instagram. And well, to be honest, honestly, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that is where we met because I had been following some of their posts. That is where they started the She Rises Studios community through Instagram, and then they brought it to Facebook. I'm glad I did that. I met her there and her mom because it changed my life in ways that I can't even explain. But the feeling is just amazing. We kept in touch and I've been watching them. They are like soaring. They are just like creating a wave that is unbelievable, a tidal wave of amazingness that is created this global movement. It's impacting women's lives. I love what Adriana is doing and her strength. You know, I honestly don't want to give too much away about her, but one of the things that I found very interesting is she likes to be behind the scenes. In fact, she says she feels more comfortable being there, not being on screen, but she actually is pretty amazing when she gets on screen and starts talking. So you'll see what I mean. One of the things I truly admire about her, she's really comfortable serving the people that she does. Like, you know, whether it's through what she does, and we're going to get into that, or what the whole of She Rises Studios does for their team, for their clients, for the world. In fact, some of the statistics I want to share with you, which I thought was pretty cool, if you go to their website, they reach 65,000 people weekly on social media. Like that is crazy, right? And 50,000. Now this number I think it's up to date, but 50,000 books have been sold worldwide since they started with the book series, I believe, through Becoming an Unstoppable Woman, which is amazing, and I got to partake in that. That's very first in the series. They have over 200,000 podcast listeners that they've reached, which is a phenomenal reach. I'm sure it's even more than that by now. And they have 100 clients in their different services, which is amazing, which means they can serve at so many different levels. And I cannot wait to get into it with Adriana. So I'm excited that she's made some time today. So I don't want to keep you holding too long. So without further ado, I'm going to bring her on board. Adriana, welcome, welcome.
Hi, Leslie. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
glad to have
excited
you.
to be here.
Yeah, it's so nice to have you here. I've been watching. You guys have got some exciting, amazing things going on, and I can't wait to talk about that. But before we get started, you know, you've probably seen some of the previous interviews. I like to start off with a few rapid fire questions, just as a breaking the ice, so that it kind of like we can just ease into the conversation. So if you're game with that, I already told you what the very first one was, just to give you a little bit of time to think about it, because I know sometimes for some people it can be really super hard because you're put on the spot. So are you ready?
Ready.
All right. So first question, describe yourself using three words.
Okay. Innovative, passionate, and I would say strong.
Ooh, I like them. I like all three of them. That's very cool. Okay, so what's something, and I'm sure you have a lot of somethings, but let's talk about something that you can choose over the past year that you're excited about and you're celebrating.
Oh, okay. That's a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man. I'm excited the direction in general that we're going with Shira's Studios. I apologize. I'm hearing a little bit delay on my side or feedback. Let me see if I can take
I think that
this out.
it looks like you've double, yeah, there we go. It looks like you double added yourself. So I'm not sure if I need to re, maybe you need to log out and log back in. I don't know, but you have yourself actually added twice. I don't know how that happened. So while she's figuring that out, yes, I'm excited to where they're going because, like I said, this is huge. I just gave you some of the statistics that I found. Okay, I'm going to bring her back in. Here we go. There we go. Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Yay.
So, I mean, there's so many things. We've truly expanded within the past couple of years from, like you said, a social media platform, Instagram, just making our posts, and then took our first stride into podcasting in 2021. And then my mom had this crazy idea of book publishing and just started to get into a series, which was the Becoming an Unstoppable Woman series. So then we launched our first book in September 21st, which is the one that you're a part of. And it's just kind of catapulted what we've been doing within our industry. And our industry is specifically, we're a multi-digital media company for women. So empowered women, actually, leaders, because
Yeah.
there is a difference, Yes, we focus on women specifically, but the ones that we use as a voice, such as yourself, Leslie, are women who decided, I want to do more than be, have a service for women. I want to lead them. I want to create something more. I want to share my passion. I want to share my purpose. And I want them to know that they feel confident, that they should feel confident in what they're doing. And that every woman here deserves happiness, deserves to be able to share their story in a platform that they feel comfortable with. So, um, I'm excited about the progression that we've had within the past 2 years, where we're projecting to go, and ultimately that the message is being received. I think that's the most inspirational thing for myself, is that um, we get to see the growth happening from authors from book one up until now, even individuals who are not authors in the books, who have reached out to us saying, they've been watching our story. They've been watching what the company has been doing, and how, because they've seen us in the beginning of ourselves, which we're still in the beginning, but it's so funny to say that because we're new. Um, that we've been able to impact their lives because they have been inspired by someone or ourselves within the community. So it's just been amazing to watch.
Yeah, no, it has been really amazing to watch and be a part of. I really enjoy watching the journey and being a part of the journey and watching all of the other authors and the community coming together and supporting each other and just, like there's real camaraderie. And I love that because I think the two of you, like you and your mom, like really showed me that really women do support each other. I never believed that before because I come from a generation where we said we would support each other, but as soon as that support was needed, we didn't show up for each other. So it really makes me happy to know. Oh, hold on one second. Is someone trying to call me? I don't know. I'm going to make sure no one is. I'm going to turn off my Facebook and there we go. All right, sorry about that. I don't know if someone was trying to call me, but there we go. But yeah, so yeah, I think it's just been beautiful to watch. So I'm really excited about where you guys are taking it. So thanks for answering that. I guess that probably it could even lead into this next question. Could be part of that, which is what would you say has been the greatest accomplishment in your life so far?
Oh wow, that's a big question. I would say creating She Rises Studios has been, and I'm not saying that in a way of like, oh, of course she's gonna say that answer, but I honestly am the kind of person that almost on the daily, which can be hindering, I think about my progress,
Hmm.
where I've come from. And it's not intentional sometimes. It happens because I'm sitting there doing some of the work and I'm like, I cannot believe I'm sitting here doing this today. I cannot believe that I don't have to go to a 9 to 5 job and work for someone that does not understand what it means to help, serve, empower, inspire, and be dedicated. And that's not all workers, obviously, but there's a lot of individuals. And if you've worked for different kinds of companies, small ones, large ones, it doesn't really matter. When you're doing it for the wrong reason and you lose your way within there, you sometimes lead the wrong way. So the fact
Hmm.
that I get to do this with my mom, which is just it's crazy because of our journey and our story. Um, but I would say being able to have this company, even before I get to have my first child, because this is like a kid of its own. You know, it's a brand new life. It's created a life within She Raises Studios, and I am just so happy and grateful that I get to help change lives. And I've always wanted to do that since I was a kid. I always wanted to be a doctor, to be honest. I wanted to be a cardiologist specifically.
Hmm.
When I went to UCLA, it changed to wanting to be a neurologist. And in between there, it shifted into business because I've always had a passion for business. But I knew no matter what I did, I wanted to help people. I didn't know what way and what capacity, if it was going to be whether in medicine or not. I just knew I wanted to help people. So I kind of get the best of both worlds because I love psychology, I love the brain, I love business, and everyone that we meet every single day within the company, it's a relationship. Therefore, you have to understand human needs, human assessments, uh, basic psychology in general, and you get to learn and grow each day. And if you don't have the patience to learn and grow, this business is hard. I will say.
Yeah.
I will
Oh,
say.
absolutely, for sure. I think any and life is hard
Yeah.
itself, and if you don't have that growth mindset, allowing yourself to accept sometimes that change is going to happen. I truly believe that if you go kicking and screaming, change is going to happen either way. So you can either accept it and move with it and work with it, or you can go kicking and screaming, and then you and of course be all in an uproar and not have the life that you want to live because you're always resisting it. So I love that answer. Um, so in your journey, what would you say has been the greatest lesson that you've learned?
I think I'm still learning them, so it's hard to say the greatest. I think that I have been challenged the most that I've ever been in my life with having this company, uh,
Hmm.
because as much as we want to inspire and uplift individuals, if they're not ready to receive that, if they're not accepting of things that have stopped their growth, it can come off a certain way. It can
Hmm.
create animosity, toxicity within relationships. And for someone like myself who's always ready to give, when you meet someone who's not ready to receive, it's hard. So a challenge for me has been understanding that if they're not receptive yet, that doesn't mean that they will never be. It just means in the moment they're not. And it's okay. It's okay that you're not being received the way that you would like to be at that moment, but it shouldn't stop you from what you're trying to do and what your goal is. So I don't know if that answers the question.
Yeah, no, that's great. No, I love that. I think it's really important to like it's unfortunate that sometimes we want people to really get us like right away, and we try so hard when it's just easier to just allow people to at their own pace to understand where we're coming from and allow us, which allows us, releases us of that pressure of trying to be something for someone else, especially that we're not, but just allow ourselves to be who we are, authentically who we are, living that life, and allowing people to come in and learn about us as at their pace, because sometimes it takes people a little bit longer. And so I love that. So as you have been going along in this journey, I know you said there's obviously been trials. Obviously, you've been learning about what you're doing and building this business along the way, and it's the growth has been exponential. It's been amazing to watch. What would you think it would be your best piece of advice that you've received as you've been growing your company?
Best piece of advice that I've received, like from an individual or just a
Whoever,
situation.
it's whatever you decide. Because whatever for you, what's the best piece of advice for you? Because like as a person, you are a young woman who is again, like you said, for the past 2 years, you've gone from like zero to 1,000. It seems like it's just been so fast. But
Yeah.
it was something I believe that was needed, and it was like a need. was being filled, but people were, they were looking for something. They were waiting for someone to fill a hole, and they needed to feel connected. And I think what you guys did was, originally it was just about support. Like, how can I support the, women in life right now, get, help them to feel good about themselves. But then it took off, took on a life of its own, and it became more, and your audience allowed you to build it into something more. So from that perspective, I'm sure you've probably spoken with different people, whether it's clients, whether it's mentors or coaches or whomever it is that you've spoken to, as you've been building this business alongside your mom. What would you say is the best piece of advice you've received?
That anything in life just takes time. I mean, you cannot get an end result instantaneously. I mean, it's something I already know, but it's something that you can understand at a deeper level. Um, and it's actually something that I want other people to learn from, because I think sometimes, because of the growth they see and assume things sometimes, in the sense of like, oh, they can handle this and they can handle that. It's not the case necessarily. Everything takes time, and there's going to be bumps in the road. Um, and it's honestly just about giving each other grace and having patience. Um, the thing that I've received the most, and that I'm most grateful for, is other people's awareness of that. Some can express it more and vocalize it, and some may think it, but you don't know that they know, or that you don't know that they're thinking and feeling it. So I'm honestly very grateful for those individuals who take the time out of their day to say, I just want you to know, Adriana, you're doing an awesome job. I really appreciate what you're doing, because it does help me. And it's not that I'm seeking validation in any way. What it is it helps me. It helps me to know that I'm on the right track,
Mm-hmm.
that I am servicing people the way that I feel that I am. But sometimes when you do things fast paced, it's hard to know, is the quality still there. And
Mm-hmm.
when I get to hear uh, that they still feel the same way, that they still feel as connected, it makes me happy to know that we're doing a good job within the company, because our team has grown too. It's a reflection of our team, because we've been building this together. So it started off with just my mom and I. Now we have a team of about 15 to 17 individuals. Um, it's just been awesome. Like, I get to lean in on my crew and team members to help me out if I'm struggling, because it's a lot to handle and do by yourself. So um, maybe that's what it is, Leslie. I think it's like accepting help. That's
Yeah.
which, yeah, like truly, I've been able to be that person to say, okay, I'm willing to let someone help me, because I'm so hard on myself. Like, oh, I have to do this and that and this and that. But it's not the case. I have people. I have everyone's help, including yourself, and I'm always grateful for that.
Yeah, no, and I love that. I think it's just recognizing that sometimes we can't do it all, even though we want to do it all. We don't want to feel like we're bothering people. And I know that you, again, as I've mentioned in the beginning, you do serve a lot through the back channel. Like, you usually take care of everyone else. So when it comes to, you actually saying, okay, I need help,
Mhm.
that can be a little hard as well. And I get it, I understand. But it's great that you have that awareness, but it's also nice too to have people in your life, in your circle, that also provide you with that grace as well. And that's what a community is all about. It's really actually being those people who support each other. So I appreciate that. So thank you so much for being gracious with these rapid fire questions. Like I said, it's really good to just break the ice. We got to know a little bit more of you around the business aspect of it. And of course, I want to touch on that, getting to know a little bit more about what you guys have got going on. So I know you have a lot, and I want to know, be able you to be able to share that here. I want to also talk about the experience with the global movement of the Becoming the Unstoppable Woman global movement, and what is in store for that. But I think before we get there, I really want to know, like, if you could just tell us, because I know a little bit more, I guess, because I've been connected with you a little bit through being one of the authors in the beginning. I want for you to be able to share with the audience a little bit more about who you are, like the Adriana growing up to where you are now, your journey through your life and your experiences, which brought you full circle to where you are now.
Okay, well, I'm going to do my best because there's a lot of moving pieces. um, I grew up in, let's say, more of a male dominated family in the sense of my immediate family. So I was raised by my dad, my older brother, my grandfather. My grandmother passed away when I was about 4 years old. So she was there in the beginning, and I remember her very well, and I'm so grateful for that. Um, and we were just a really tight knit. It was the four of us. We did everything together. And then a little bit branching out, I had my aunts that truly helped in raising me, helping me be a part of things more. I was huge, and I'm still huge, a proponent of school. I love learning. Like, I was that weird person's like, oh, we get homework. Yes, I'm so excited to go home and do some homework. I don't know why. I just like to be challenged. I like to expand my brain and learn. And it's mostly because I love to learn aspects of things. I love to have my brain feel challenged in some way. And it was with math, it was with English, it was with science, it was history was my weak point. I'm not going to lie. Because I would get bored sometimes, like I would lose concentration there. So I had to really like, okay, pay attention, pay attention. If it wasn't something that was easy to follow along, really have to pay attention. I um, was and still am very into athleticism. So I played, I mean, I don't know, I did flag football when I was in elementary school. I was in basketball and softball, little league in junior high. Then I did softball in high school, and I was in marching band. I was in jazz band. I was in graphic communications where I learned how to do graphic design. Um, I was in, yeah, so music in general. Um, Went to UCLA for a couple of years. Like I said, I was learning and studying medicine. Undergraduate, got into an unhealthy relationship with someone that which was my first relationship. That was about 4 years, and after that relationship ended, I really think my life kind of changed into a different direction. In between that, I got reconnected with my mom. Um, and so growing that was amazing because as much as we know each other in the sense of like nature versus nurture, there's just some things undeniably that we're going to have in common because it's nature. uh,
Mhm.
and it was awesome getting to explore those things, and then um, truly becoming reconnected in a different capacity where I moved down to where she was in Las Vegas, lived there for about 2 years. I'm gonna back up a little bit. I met my now husband, and we moved together to Vegas. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot of things, a lot of changes in my life. Um, in between all of that, there's been a lot of hiccups, and just like any other person in life, we've gone through our challenges, our obstacles. We've lost friendships sometimes, gained new ones, and I have the best friendship community I could ever ask for. I have the best family support system I could ever ask for. And now I have the best company and coworkers and community of women I could ever ask for. And it's awesome to know that in some way, shape, or form throughout my life, I've been able to kind of set what I want, and to know that I'm doing the business that I am now. It's because I defined what I wanted for myself throughout that time by going through those hiccups, by having the hard conversations with people that, looking back is like sometimes you don't want to think about the hard moments, but you have to. You have to reflect, you have to see where you've grown. Um, and learning to love yourself and what that means, and accepting of who you are, what you are, where you want to grow, how you can continuously grow. Um, I just love to learn. I just am grateful for life and grateful for awesome humans who continue to lead the way for other awesome humans to be awesome.
I love that. No, and I think what's really nice about that is in all of your travels, you've managed to still keep the essence of who you are. Like you didn't lose yourself. Like you still kept being who you are, and you brought it with you. You found a great relationship. You got married. You were able to reconnect with your mom, and then I mean, look at what that's brought. Like it's just really birthed such an amazing collaboration just between the two of you. Not only do you have that mother daughter connection, but you also have like this businesswoman, you know, your mom is showing you the way, you're showing your mom new things, you're being able to inspire each other to grow the company. You come up in with new ideas from just that younger frame of mind. Your mom has experience and can come from that experienced mind, and you guys together are growing this. So I think that's really, really a testament to what it can do when you actually, you know, really lean into family, because I truly believe that's really important, and love, right? Loving yourself. And you still kept that part for yourself. And I think that really shows in the things that you do, and how you are, what you are doing for this company, for the people in your communities, both on Facebook, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on Instagram. You've got you're doing a lot, and your podcast. I mean, I've been really happy. I've actually realized I've been on there quite a few times, and I thought that was quite amazing. And I felt privileged, but not in the way like, oh, I feel so like I'm patting myself on the back. But it was just that again, I felt the connection because I truly found people who not only talked the talk about women and supporting women and empowering each other, but actually walked the walk. And it can be really difficult. There's still women in this world that do not. They're afraid to do that, and I think that this movement can actually help them to see that it's okay. You can support each other. There shouldn't be a competition. It should be about supporting each other. And we can do like that's why I named my group this way, because I was inspired by what you guys were doing, and I know that we are better together when we work together. So I love that. Thank you. One of the things that that I was touching on was that the movement, like how it has, I mean, the movement's huge, right? We're all over, we're over, I don't even know what the numbers are anymore. So maybe you can like fill me in, because you've had several book releases since the very first one, which is only just a year ago. You've got four more books that were released already, correct? In the series.
Yeah, it was three more after that one because we did finance. Unleasher is not in the series,
Okay.
so to speak, but everything is influenced from the original movement, and we always reference it in the introduction and at the end of the book because it is ultimately what the company is about. Empowering women and them being a part of that movement. So it'll always be a fundamental piece in any book that we publish or in any service that we provide.
Yeah, and so where do you see this going now, like with respect to the movement? Like, is there something that you're doing with it that is going to become even a much bigger umbrella, perhaps?
Yeah, I think it's becoming a pillar within the company, almost a core value, so to speak. And it's a frame of thought, a frame of mind that in anything that we create, it stems from the philosophy that the movement has started, which is inspire, educate, and celebrate women worldwide. So anytime that we publish any books, it's automatically published in 13 countries. We're looking to expand that. Um, and we are doing things like retreats and summits, and we're going to be going around first the US, and then we're going to branch out into other countries. Um, that's going to be fun. I would love to travel. I've never really been outside the country except to Mexico, which is beautiful, but I would love to go further. And um, we are also working on a documentary, which I think you may have known about. It's still in the works. We're still finding all the ladies for it and putting the moving pieces in. We're going to be expanding a lot into like the documentary side of things. Um, there's actually a lot of stuff. It's hard to for me to remember it all because there's a certain side that my mom handles, and it's the outreach and the PR, whereas I handle the infrastructure and the ability for us to expand and hope be able to actually like continuously expand in a way that wouldn't hurt or break us. But it's a lot. It's things as simple from a showcasing point of someone like you creating a new community and implementing what you've learned from the movement and instilling it in other women, and it becomes a ripple effect. um, it's like I said, a proud moment to see this and to know it gives me like goosebumps honestly, because I'm just so happy. I can't even express the amount of happiness I get to see when women like you flourish and feel what it is that is so hard to capture in a word, in a sentence, in a book. It's an instinct almost, and you either have it, don't have it, or you can grow it if you didn't have it to begin with. Um, so it's shaping lives, it's shaping minds, and it's going to be more than books. It's going to be more than a podcast. It's going to be more than documentaries. It's going to be a wave of influence um, that's going to take its course naturally, and we expect that there's going to be things that we may not even have thought of yet that it'll turn into. So we know we have the magazine, becoming an unstoppable woman magazine that's been coming out. I think every 2 months now. We're trying to pick up the pace, but there's so many interesting people, so many interesting stories. It's hard sometimes to keep up. We get some tons of submissions every single day. It's crazy, and we do our best to pick the best of the best because, like I said, they're the leaders. They don't realize it sometimes, but they're creating leadership within what they're sharing with the world and the way that they share it. So we're just really proud. Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot more movement and pop ups within the US and then within different countries. My mom is working on something called SRS Collective. So there's going to be a group of 40 plus women who are kind of being a face, so to speak, for She Raises Studios within their platform. So that's going to be something interesting too. So just
Yeah,
a
no, I love that. I love that. So I know that you have another book, the Influential, that's coming out now. Is that launching in January, or is there still time for authors to get
um,
involved?
there's a very short window of time that they can. We do have a couple slots open for becoming an unstoppable woman influencer, and it doesn't mean if you have 10,000 followers or 100,000 followers that you're going to be approved. It doesn't mean that. What we're talking about influence is, are you making changes in the community of women, whether it's online or in person, your hometown, if it's global, it doesn't matter. The point is, are you changing lives, and how are you doing so? Are you doing
Hmm.
it with passion and purpose, or is it for yourself? We want women who are looking to expand other women and have them grow and see their worth. So we want women in different sections of things. So like if you're in the finance world, but you are a leader in a community of finance and you're teaching women on a bigger scale how to, and then whatever that is. Or if you're in the health and wellness industry and you're have a, you know, a group of women that you're leading, and it doesn't have to be just women, but the women are going to, women, it's going to be a women written book, but
Yeah.
your influence doesn't have to be just women. So it's
Yeah, no, I love that. No, it's so good. I know you have a lot that you are doing, and I know you've got links and all kinds of things like that that we can share with the group so that they can see how they can get involved. That I think, there's a lot of powerhouse women just within this group. It's small, but there's still a lot of powerhouse women here. I was going to check the comments because I see there are some comments here. Your mom's so sweet. You are both incredible. I love that. Um, yeah, I think this is great. And then someone wrote, live our dreams, take risks, have patience. I love that. Oh, yeah, I love that. And this is very cute. This is what your mom wrote. I have to show it. So she wrote, get your helmet on and fasten your seatbelt.
yeah. She's like, wait, aren't you on Roughly yet? It was like an hour ago, and I said no, it's at 2 o'clock. She's like, I'm gonna get my popcorn and wine.
That's so cute. Yeah, absolutely. I think, yeah, the SRS Collective, definitely. If you're still looking, I know there are a lot of women in here that haven't really made it into your realm yet. That's why I really wanted to have you on here, because I know that you guys have a lot going on, but it's in a good way. Yes, I have been a part of it, and still going to continue staying in contact, and whatever else comes up that I feel like I can be a part of, I will definitely do. But I think there are women in this community too that could really add value. And sometimes we don't feel like we can. Like eventually, originally when we first talked about the first book, I thought to myself, what can I speak about that anyone would care to hear? And it's just because we don't feel like we have that value. But really, when the book was written, and getting feedback from different people saying, thank you for writing about what you did, because it really helped me to open my eyes to understand that, it doesn't have to be traditional, like for what, like the lifestyle that you're living. It doesn't have to be, you can go out and go after your dreams, whatever they are, and feel confident knowing that no dream should go to waste just because you feel like you don't believe you have the resources or the knowledge. But just to go out there and just look and be inspired by women who've done it. And there's so many women in all of these books that you guys have created, even as your own publishing company now, you've published, is phenomenal. The women that are in the book, especially the one that just, the Unleasher, the Me Too book, uh, just incredible. And even, I would have liked to have told my story in the Me Too, but I feel like there's just a lot of things that I couldn't say,
Mhm.
and it's hard when you feel like your voice can't be heard, but that's for another time. And it'll come out someday, but not today. But I want to say thank you very much, because I think what you have done, you and your mom together, have allowed have given me permission to give myself to really go out and just live my life and really be okay with my choices, and not have to be traditional in how everyone else does things, but doing it my way and being okay and having the support of a great community. And the women in the first book and all of the books, I'm meeting the new ladies, and I think it's just a great community. So thank you for that.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for being a part of today. I appreciate you took some time to come on today. I know you're really super busy, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys do next. I'm excited.
Thank you, Leslie. Yeah, you're honestly one of the best examples of what the community could have been created for. So I want to thank you for being that person and a leader within that. I think you have so much more to offer than you realize sometimes, and I'm so grateful that we got to be a part of that growth in any way, however big or small. Um, yeah, you're awesome, truly.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, ladies, I hope that you were as excited as I was to get to know Adriana a little bit more. She shared a lot. Some of it I didn't know. So I'm really excited that she was able to do that. If you only caught part of it, go back and listen to the whole thing, because she really did share a lot, which was, I think, inspiring and worth listening to. Uh, Watch out for She Rises Studios, because they are going places. And if you want to be a part of it, I'll make sure that I have all the links that are necessary, that you can at least reach out and see where you can fit in and maybe support or whatever that is. Definitely keep an eye out for that. Adriana, don't go anywhere. Ladies, thank you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.